I'm Michael Gregg with Rod Brooks Realty Property Management, and today I'm here with property managers Angela Stubbins and property manager Danielle White. And we're going to talk about homeowners associations, or HOAs for short. Angela, can you start us off? What are some of the elements as working in property management? How do we coordinate with homeowners associations?
So the first step is when we're taking a new property on, setting up that relationship with the HOA management companies, reaching out to them, notifying them that we're taking the property on, and then obtaining all of their documents that we'll have to pass on to the tenants. So making sure that we just have all that information in place, that we know how the HOA operates, what their needs are, how we can best be that liaison between the owner, the property, and the tenant in the HOA. So we just make sure that we have that relationship built first, and that they know that we're taking the property in. We're working with them every step of the way, making sure that everything's in place for documents, systems, and then proceeding with that. And as the tenants come in, a lot of HOAs have different rules and regulations. I know Danielle can speak towards that, as far as some of them want to know every time we have a new tenant come in who it is, what their vehicles are, and some don't. So it all depends on the HOA and what their needs are.
Okay.
But it's ultimately just to make sure that we are acting on the owner's behalf in the best way possible between the HOA and the property and the tenants, so that there aren't any HOA violations, notices, and or fines to the owner ultimately.
Okay. And Danielle, can you tell us a little bit about what HOAs require in the property management side of things? For example, do we have to notify all homeowners associations that a new tenant is in the property?
So I typically will, but we keep copies of the bylaws. So we have so many different ones we work with, but most of them want to have an idea of what tenant is in the property. They like to know vehicles, like Angela said, just so they know which people should be coming and going within the neighborhood. Security. A lot of them are gated communities as well, so then it's who they're giving the gate code to, and we can make sure that it's going to the tenant as kind of a streamlined process, as well as having it for our vendors that are going to be at the properties. So
okay. So yes, there's a lot of elements involved in HOAs. Different homeowners associations require different things depending on the subdivision that you live in. Some of them you have to go as far as submitting an architectural review application just to change the front porch light. Yeah. Others are a little more lax, and yes, there's things in between. So
yes, lots of things in between.
Yes. So any other details you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think an important piece of this for Rod Brooks Realty and what we offer the owners is that peace of mind for what we do for services. But we've done that specifically for HOAs and the tenants in the laws and liabilities by having an addendum drafted that talks about this language, which holds the tenants responsible to the letter of the law, that they're going to follow these HOA rules and bylaws and any guests or whatnot, so that it takes any of those questions away too from the tenant. Lord forbid if there ever was an issue that we had to deal with. So we make sure that it's done, and it's done right from the beginning, and we have that addendum, working with our attorneys to make sure we've got that right language in there.
Yeah, and the addendum's included in the lease up front, and I always make sure that they understand that the bylaws, we have them in their tenant portal, so they can always access it and go back and review any of that as well, especially when it comes to things like lawn maintenance, or where vehicles can or can't be parked, or trash cans if they can or can't be in view. So.
Yes. And we take the time to educate the tenants what the HOA requirements are. And we have those HOA rules inside of the residence center. So they always have that information available to them on their own residence website. Anything else either one you'd like to add?
I think that pretty much covers it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.
Thank you.